like a virgin. Hey! Touch for the very first time, like a virgin, with your heartbeat next to mine. Oh yeah, she's getting fucked in this chapter. Christian is running both his hands through his hair and pacing up and down the study. 2 hands, that's double exasperation. His usual concrete control seems to have slipped a notch. I don't understand why you didn't tell me, he castigates me. The subject never came up. I'm not in the habit of revealing my sexual status to everyone I meet. I mean, we hardly know each other. I'm staring at my hands. Why am I feeling guilty? Why is he so mad? Don't guys really like virgins? Don't you want to pop this little sweet pussy? Shit, this guy's fucking crazy. I peek up at him. Well, you know a lot more about me now, he snaps. His mouth presses into a hard line. I knew you were inexperienced, but a virgin? He says it's like a really dirty word. Hell, Lynn, I just showed you, he groans. May God forgive me. Have you ever been kissed apart by me? Of course I have. I try my best to look affronted. Okay, like maybe twice. And a nice young man hasn't swept you off your feet? I just don't understand. You're 21, nearly 22. You're beautiful. He runs his hand through his hair again. Beautiful. I flush with pleasure. Luke Theophilus thinks I'm beautiful. I knot my fingers together, staring at them hard, trying to conceal my goofy grin. Perhaps he's nearsighted. My subconscious has reared her somnambulant head. What the fuck word? Why even use that word? SOMNAMBULANT. I haven't even seen that word before. I may have heard it before, but I don't know. I'm just skip that. Fuck that. This is a stupid fucking word. Where was she when I needed her? And you're seriously discussing what I want to do when you have no experience. His brows knit together. How have you avoided sex? Tell me, please. I shrug. No one's really, come up to scratch, only you, and you turn out to be some kind of monster. Why are you so angry with me? I'm not angry with you. I'm angry with myself. I just assumed. He sighs. He regards me shrewdly and then shakes his head. Do you want to go? He asks, his voice gentle. No, unless you want me to go, I murmur. Oh no, I don't want to leave. Of course not. I like having you here. He frowns as he says this and then glances at his watch. It's late, and he turns back to look at me. You're biting your lip. His voice is husky and he's eyeing me speculatively. Sorry. Don't apologize. It's just that I want to bite it too. Hard. I gasp. How can he say things like that to me and not expect me to be affected? Come, he murmurs. What? We're gonna rectify the situation right now. What do you mean? What situation? Your situation, Lynn. I'm gonna make love to you now. Oh, the floor has fallen away. I'm in a situation. I'm holding my breath. That's if you want to. I mean, I don't want to push my luck. I thought you didn't make love. I thought you fucked hard. I swallow, my mouth suddenly dry. He gives me a wicked grin, the effects of which travel all the way down there. The pussy. I can make an exception, or maybe combine the two. We'll see. I really want to make love to you. Please come to bed with me. I want our arrangement to work, but you really need to have some idea of what you're getting yourself into. We can start your training tonight with the basics. This doesn't mean I've come over all hearts and flowers. It's a means to an end, but one that I want, and hopefully you do too. I flush. Oh my, wishes do come true. But I haven't done all the things you require from your list of rules. My voice is all breathy, hesitant. Forget about the rules. Forget about all those details for tonight. I want you. I've wanted you since you fell into my office, and I know you want me. You wouldn't be sitting here calmly discussing punishment and hard limits if you didn't. Please, Lynn, spend the night with me. He holds his hand out to me. His eyes are bright, fervent, excited. I put my hand in his. He pulls me up and into his arms, and I can feel the length of his body against mine. This swift action taking me by surprise. He runs his fingers around the nape of my neck, winds my ponytail around his wrist, and gently pulls so I'm forced to look up at him. He gazes down at me. You are one brave young woman, he whispers. I am in awe of you. His words are some kind of incendiary device. My blood flames. He leans down and kisses my lips gently, and he sucks at my lower lip. I want to bite this lip. He murmurs against my mouth and carefully tugs at it with his teeth. I moan and he smiles. Please, Lynn, let me make love to you. Yes, I whisper, because that's why I'm here. His smile is triumphant as he releases me and takes my hand and leads me through the apartment. His bedroom is vast. The ceiling height windows look up on a lit, high rise Seattle. The walls are white and the furnishings are pale blue. The enormous bed is ultra modern, made of rough gray wood, like driftwood, 4 posts, no canopy. On the wall above it is a stunning painting of the sea. I'm quaking like a leaf. This is it. Finally, after all this time, I'm gonna do it with none other than Luke Theophilus. My breath is shallow and I can't take my eyes off him. He removes his watch and places it on top of a chest of drawers that matches the bed and removes his jacket, placing it on a chair. He's dressed in his white linen shirt and jeans. He is heart-stoppingly beautiful. His dark copper hair is a mess, his shirt hanging out, his gray eyes bold and dazzling. He steps out of his Converse shoes and reaches down and takes his socks off individually. Luke Theophilus's feet. Wow, what is it about naked feet? Turning, he gazes at me. His expression soft. I need a drink. I assume you're not on the pill? What? Shit. I didn't think so. He opens up the top drawer of the chest and removes a packet of condoms. He gazes at me intently. No way is he fucking with condoms. Come on, this guy likes it raw. Give me that. Get the fuck out of here. Be prepared, he murmurs. Do you want the blinds drawn? I don't mind, I whisper. I thought you didn't let anyone sleep in your bed. Who says we're gonna sleep? He murmurs softly. Oh, holy hell. He strolls slowly towards me, confident, sexy, eyes blazing, and my heart begins to pound. My blood's pumping around my body. Desire, thick and hot, pools in my belly and my pussy. He stands in front of me, staring down into my eyes. He's so freaking hot. Let's get this jacket off, shall we? He says softly, and he takes hold of the lapels and gently slides my jacket off my shoulders. He places it on the chair. Do you have any idea how much I want you, Lynn Tran? He whispers. My breath hitches. I cannot take my eyes off his. He reaches up and gently runs his fingers down the cheek of my chin, to my chin. Do you have any idea what I'm going to do to you? He adds, caressing my chin. The muscles inside the deepest, darkest part of me clench in the most delicious fashion. I think she's talking about like her uterus or something. Something down there is clenching. The pain is so sweet and sharp I want to close my eyes, but I'm hypnotized by his gray eyes staring fervently into mine. Leaning down, he kisses me. His lips are demanding, firm and slow, molding mine. He starts unbuttoning my shirt while he places feather-like kisses across my jaw, my chin, the corners of my mouth. Slowly he peels it off me and lets it fall to the floor. He stands back and gazes at me. I'm in the pale blue lacy perfect fit bra. Thank heavens. Oh, Lynn, he breathes. You have the most beautiful skin, pale and flawless. I want to kiss every single inch of it. I flush. Oh my. Why did he say he couldn't make love? I will do anything he wants. He grasps my hair tie, pulls it free, and gasps as my hair cascades down around my shoulders. I like brunettes, he murmurs, and both his hands are in my hair. God damn it. Grasping each side of my head. His kiss is demanding, his tongue and lips coaxing mine. Fuck, I need to restart this shit. Nah, fuck it, let's keep going. I moan, and my tongue tentatively meets his. He puts his arms around me and hauls me against his body, squeezing me tightly. One hand remains in my hair, the other travels down my spine to my waist and down to my behind. His hand flexes over my backside and squeezes gently. Oh my god, my behind. He touched my behind. He holds me against his hips, and I feel his erection, which he languidly pushes into me. I moan once more into his mouth. I can hardly contain the right... What are these fucking words? I'm skipping that word. I can hardly contain the feelings. Or is it hormones that rampage through my body? I want him so badly. Gripping his upper arms, I feel his biceps. He's surprisingly strong, muscular. Tentatively, I move my hand up to his face and into his hair. Holy Moses, it's so soft, unruly. I tug gently and he groans. He eases me towards the bed until I feel it behind my knees. I think he's going to push me down onto it, but he doesn't. Releasing me, he suddenly drops to his knees. He grabs my hips with both his hands and runs his tongue around my navel, then gently nips his way to my hip bone, then across my belly to my other hip bone. Ah, I groan. Ah, fuck. Seeing him on his knees in front of me, feeling his mouth on me, it's so unexpected and hot. My hands stay in his hair, pulling gently as I try to quiet my too loud breathing. He gazes up at me through impossibly long lashes. His eyes are a scorching, smoky gray. His hands reach up to undo the button of my jeans, and he leisurely pulls down the zipper. Without taking his eyes off mine, his hands move beneath the waistband, skimming me and moving to my behind. His hands glide slowly down my backside to my thighs, removing my jeans as they go. I cannot look away. He stops and licks his lips, never breaking eye contact. He leans forward, running his nose up the apex between my thighs. I feel him. There. You smell so good, he murmurs and closes his eyes, a look of pure pleasure on his face. I practically convulse. He reaches up and tugs the duvet off the bed and then pushes me gently so I fall onto the mattress. Still kneeling, he grasps my foot and undoes my Converse. Why are they all wearing Converse? Like, are you not fucking millionaires? You know, I can get why she's wearing Converse, but fuck. Pulling off my shoe and sock, I raise myself up onto my elbows to see what he's doing. I'm panting, wanting. He lifts my foot by the heel and runs his thumbnail up to my instep. It's almost painful, but I can feel the movement echoed in my groin. I gasp, not taking his eyes off mine. Again, he runs his tongue along my instep and then his teeth. Shit, I groan. How can I feel this there? I fall back onto the bed, moaning. I hear his soft chuckle. Oh, Lynn, what I could do to you, he whispers. He removes my other shoe and sock, then stands and removes my jeans. I'm lying on his bed, dressed in only my bra and panties, and he's staring down at me. You're very beautiful, Lynn. I can't wait to be inside you. Holy shit. His words, he's so seductive, he takes my breath away. Show me how you pleasure yourself. What? I frown. Don't be coy. Lynn, show me, he whispers. I shake my head. I don't know what you mean. My voice is hoarse. I hardly recognize it, laced with desire. How do you make yourself come? I want to see. I shake my head. I don't, I mumble. He raises his eyebrows, astonished for a moment, and his eyes darken, and he shakes his head in disbelief. Well, we'll have to see what we can do about that. His voice is soft, challenging, a delicious, sensual threat. He undoes the buttons of his jeans and slowly pulls his jeans down, his eyes on mine the whole time. He leans down over me, grasping each of my ankles, quickly jerks my legs apart and crawls onto the bed between my legs. He hovers over me. I'm squirming with need. Keep still, he murmurs, and then he leans down and kisses the inside of my thigh, trailing kisses up over the thin, lacy material of my panties, kissing me. Oh, I can't keep still. How can I not move? I wriggle beneath him. We're gonna have to work on you keeping still, baby. He trails kisses up my belly, and his tongue dips into my navel. He's still heading north, kissing me across my torso. My skin is burning. I'm flushed, too hot, too cold, and I'm clawing at the sheet beneath me. He lay down beside me, and his hand trails up from my hip to my waist, up to my breast. He gazes down at me, his expression unreadable, and gently cups my breast. You fit perfectly in my hand, Lynn, he murmurs, and his index finger dips into the cup of my bra and gently yanks it down, freeing my breast. But the underwire and the fabric of the cup force it upward. His finger moves to my other breast and repeats the process. My breasts swell, and my nipples harden under his steady gaze. I'm trussed up by my own bra. Very nice, he whispers appreciatively, and my nipples harden even more. He blows very gently on one of his hands as he moves it to my other breast, and his thumb slowly rolls the end of my nipple, elongating it. I groan, feeling the sweet sensation all the way to my groin. I am so wet. Oh, please, I beg internally as my fingers clasp the sheet tighter. His lips close around my other nipple, and he tugs, and I nearly convulse. Let's see if we can make you come like this, he whispers, continuing his slow, sensual assault. My nipples bear the delicious brunt of his deft fingers and lips, setting alight every single nerve ending in my body so that my whole body sings in sweet agony. He just doesn't stop. Oh, please, I beg, and I pull my head back, my mouth open as I groan, my legs stiffening. Holy hell, what is happening to me? Let go, baby, he murmurs. His teeth close around my nipple, and his thumb and finger pull hard, and I fall apart in his hands. My body is convulsing and shattering into 1,000 pieces. He kisses me deeply, his tongue in my mouth, absorbing my cries. Oh my, that was extraordinary. Now I know what all the fuss is about. He gazes down at me, a satisfied smile on his face, while I'm sure there's nothing but gratitude and awe in mine. You're very responsive, he breathes. You're going to have to learn to control that, and it's going to be so much fun teaching you how. He kisses me again. My breathing is still ragged as I come down from my orgasm. His hand moves down my waist to my hips, and then cups me intimately. Jeez, his finger slips through the fine lace and slowly circles round me. There. The pussy. Briefly he closes his eyes, and his breathing hitches. You're so deliciously wet. God, I want you. He thrusts his finger inside me, and I cry out loud as he does it again and again. He palms my clitoris, and I cry out once more. He pushes inside me harder and harder still. I groan. Suddenly he sits up and tugs my panties off and throws them on the floor. Pulling off his boxer briefs, his erection springs free. Holy cow. He reaches over to his bedside table and grabs a foil packet, and then he moves between my legs, spreading them further apart. He kneels up and pulls a condom to his considerable length. Oh no. Will it? How? Don't worry, he breathes, his eyes on mine. You expand too. He leans down, his hands on either side of my head, so he's hovering over me, staring down into my eyes, his jaw clenched, eyes burning. It's only now that I register he's still wearing his shirt. You really want to do this? He asks softly. Please, I beg. Pull your knees up, he orders softly, and I'm quick to obey. I'm gonna fuck you now, Miss Tran, he murmurs as he positions the head of his erection at the entrance of my sex. Just brilliant. Hard, he whispers, and slams into me. Oh, fuck! I cry as I feel a weird pinching sensation deep inside me as he rips through my virginity. He's still gazing down at me, his eyes bright with ecstatic triumph. His mouth is slightly open, and his breathing is harsh. He groans. You're so tight. You okay? I nod, my eyes wide, my hands on his forearms. I feel so full. He stays inside, letting me acclimatize to the intrusive, overwhelming feeling of him inside me. I'm going to move, baby, he breathes after a moment, his voice tight. Oh. He eases back with exquisite slowness. As he closes his eyes and groans, he thrusts into me again. I cry out a second time, and he stills. More, he whispers, his voice raw. Yes, I breathe. He does it once more, and stills again. I groan, my body accepting him. Oh, I want this. Again, he breathes. Yes, it's a plea. And he moves, but this time he doesn't stop. He shifts onto his elbows so I can feel his weight on me, holding me down. He moves slowly at first, easing himself in and out of me, and as I grow accustomed to the alien feeling, my hips move tentatively to meet his. He speeds up, I moan, and he pounds on, picking up speed, merciless, a relentless rhythm, and I keep up, meeting his thrusts. He grasps my head between his hands and kisses me hard, his teeth pulling at my lower lip again. He shifts slightly, and I can feel something building deep inside me like before. I start to stiffen as he thrusts on and on. My body quivers, bows, a sheen of sweat gathers over me. Oh my, I didn't know it would feel like this. Didn't know it could feel as good as this. My thoughts are scattering. There's only sensation, only him, only me. Oh, please. I stiffen. Come for me, Lynn, he whispers breathlessly as I unravel at his words, exploding around him as I climax and splinter into a million pieces underneath him. And as he comes, he calls out my name, thrusting hard, then stilling as he empties himself into me. Oh, yeah. I'm still panting, trying to slow my breathing, my thumping heart, and my thoughts are in a righteous disarray. Wow, that was astounding. I open my eyes, and he has his forehead pressed against mine, his eyes closed, his breathing ragged. Luke's eyes flicker open and gaze down at me, dark but soft. He's still leaning inside me. He's still inside me. Leaning down, he gently presses a kiss against my forehead, then slowly pulls out of me. Ooh, I wince at the unfamiliarity. Did I hurt you? Luke asks as he lies down beside me, propped on one elbow. He tucks a stray hand of my hair behind my ear, and I have to grin widely. You are asking me if you hurt me? The irony is not lost on me. He smiles. Seriously, are you okay? His eyes are intense, probing, demanding even. I stretch out beside beside him, feeling loose-limbed, my bones like jelly, but I'm relaxed, deeply relaxed. I grin at him. I can't stop grinning. Now I know what all the fuss is about. 2 orgasms coming apart at the seams, like the spin cycle on a washing machine. Wow. I had no idea what my body was capable of, could be wound so tightly and released so violently, so gratifyingly. The pleasure was indescribable. You're biting your lip, and you haven't answered me. He's frowning. I grin at him impishly. He looks glorious with his tousled hair, burning narrowed eyes, and serious dark expression. I'd like to do that again, I whisper. For a moment, I think I see a fleeting look of relief on his face before the shutters come down and he gazes at me through his hooded eyes. Would you now, Miss Tran? He murmurs dryly. He leans down and kisses me very gently on the corner of my mouth. Demanding little thing, aren't you? Turn on your front. I blink at him momentarily, and I turn over. He unhooks my bra and runs his hand down the back of my behind. You have the most beautiful skin, he murmurs. He shifts so that one of his legs pushes between mine. He's half laying across my back. I can feel the buttons of his shirt pressing into me as he gathers my hair off my face and kisses my bare shoulder. Why are you wearing a shirt? I ask. He stills. After a beat, he shuffles out of his shirt and he lies back down on me. I feel his warm skin against mine. It feels heavenly. He has a light dusting of hair across his chest, which tickles my back. So you want me to fuck you again? He whispers in my ear, and he begins to trail feather-like kisses around my ear and down my neck. His hands move down, skimming my waist, over my hip, down my thigh, and to the back of my knee. He pushes my knee up higher, and my breath hitches. Oh my, what is he doing now? He shifts so he's between my legs, pressed against my back, and his hand travels up my thigh to my behind. He caresses my cheek slowly, then trails his fingers down between my legs. It's like a fucking puzzle. You gotta read this shit and listen carefully about what he's actually doing. I don't fucking know. He's just touching her. I'm gonna take you from behind, Lynn, he murmurs, and with his other hand he grasps my hair at the nape in a fist and pulls gently, holding me in place. I cannot move my head. I'm pinned beneath him, helpless. You are mine, he whispers. Only mine. Don't forget it. His voice is intoxicating, his words heady, seductive. I feel his growing erection against my thigh. His long fingers reach around to gently caress my clitoris, circling slowly. His breath is soft against my face as he slowly nips me along the jaw. You smell divine, he nuzzles behind my ear. His hands rub against me, round and round. Reflexively, my hips start to circle, mirroring his hand, as excruciating pleasure spikes through my blood like adrenaline. Keep still, he orders, his voice soft but urgent, and slowly he inserts his thumb inside me, rotating it round and round, stroking the front wall of my vagina. The effect is mind-blowing, all my energy concentrating on this one small space inside my body. I moan. You like this? He asks softly, his teeth grazing at my outer ear, and he starts to flex his thumb slowly, in, out, his fingers still circling. I close my eyes, trying to keep my breathing under control, trying to absorb the disordered, chaotic sensations that his fingers are unleashing on me, fire coursing through my body. I moan again. You're so wet, so quickly, so responsive. Oh, Lynn, I like that. I like that a lot, he whispers. I want to stiffen my legs, but I can't move. He's pinning me down, keeping up a constant, slow, torturous rhythm. It's absolutely exquisite. I moan again, and he moves suddenly. Open your mouth, he commands and thrusts his thumb in my mouth. My eyes fly open, blinking wildly. See how you taste? He breathes against my ear. Suck me, baby. His thumb presses on my tongue, and my mouth closes around him, sucking wildly. I taste the saltiness on his thumb and the faint metallic tang of blood. Holy fuck, this is wrong, but holy hell is it erotic. He just Oh shit, this man's a beast. Oh fuck. I want to fuck your mouth, Lynn, and I will soon. I'm so sorry if anybody's listening to this at all. I'm so sorry. I want to fuck your mouth, Lynn, and I will soon. His voice is hoarse, raw, his breathing more disjointed. Fuck my mouth? I moan, and I bite down on him. He gasps, and he pulls my hair tighter, painfully, so I release him. Naughty, sweet girl, he whispers, then reaches over the bedside table for a foil packet. Stay still. Don't move, he orders as he releases my hair. He rips the foil while I'm breathing hard, my blood singing in my veins. The anticipation is exhilarating. He leans down, his weight on me again, and he grabs my hair, holding my head immobile. I can't move. I'm enticingly ensnared by him, and he's poised and ready to take me once more. We're going to go real slow this time, Lynn, he breathes, and he slowly eases into me, slowly, until he's buried in me. Stretching, filling, relentless, I groan loudly. It feels deeper this time, delectable. I groan again, and he deliberately circles his hips and pulls back, pauses a beat, and then eases his way back in. He repeats this motion again and again. It's driving me insane. His teasing, deliberately slow thrusts, and the intermittent feeling of fullness is overwhelming. You feel so good, he groans, and my insides start to quiver. He pulls back and waits. Oh no, baby, not yet, he murmurs, and as the quivering ceases, he starts the whole delicious process again. Oh, please, I beg. I'm not sure I can take much more. My body is wound so tight, craving release. I want you sore, baby, he murmurs, and he continues his sweet, leisurely torment, forward, backward, forward. Every time you move tomorrow, I want you to be reminded that I've been here. Only me. You are mine. I groan. Please, Luke, I whisper. What do you want, Lynn? Tell me. I groan again. He pulls out and moves slowly back into me, circling his hips once more. Tell me, he murmurs. You, please. He increases the rhythm infinitesimally, and his breathing becomes more erratic. My insides start quickening, and Luke picks up the rhythm. You are so sweet, he murmurs between each thrust. I want you so much. I moan. You are mine. Come for me, baby, he growls. His words are my undoing, tipping me over the precipice. My body convulses around him, and I come, loudly calling out garbled version of his name into the mattress. And Luke follows with 2 sharp thrusts, and he freezes, pouring himself into me as he finds his release. He collapses on top of me, his face in my hair. Fuck, Lynn, he breathes. He pulls out of me immediately and rolls onto his side of the bed. I pull my knees up to my chest, utterly spent, and immediately drift off or pass out into an exhausted sleep. When I wake, it's still dark. I have no idea how long I've slept. I stretch out beneath the duvet, and I feel sore, deliciously sore. Luke is nowhere to be seen. I sit up, staring out at the cityscape in front of me. There are fewer lights amongst the skyscrapers, and there's a whisper of dawn in the east. I hear the music, the lilting notes of the piano, a sad, sweet lament. Bach, I think, but I'm not sure. I wrap the duvet around me and quietly pad down the corridor towards the big room. Luke's at the piano, completely lost in the music he's playing. His expression is sad and forlorn, like the music. His playing is stunning. Leaning against the wall at the entrance, I listen enraptured. He's such an accomplished musician. He sits naked, his body bathed in warm light cast by a solitary freestanding lamp beside the piano, with the rest of the large room in darkness. It's like he's in his own isolated little pool of light, untouchable, lonely, in a bubble. I pad quietly toward him, enticed by the sublime, melancholy music. I'm mesmerized by his long, skilled fingers as I find and gently press the keys, thinking how those same fingers have expertly handled and caressed my body. I flush and gasp at the memory and press my thighs together. He glances up, his unfathomable gray eyes bright, his expression unreadable. Sorry, I whisper. I didn't mean to disturb you. A frown flits across his face. Surely I should be saying that to you, he murmurs. He finishes playing and puts his hands on his legs. I notice now that he's wearing PJ pants. He runs his fingers through his hands and stands. His pants hang from his hips in that way. Oh my mouth goes dry as he casually strolls around the piano towards me. He has broad shoulders, narrow hips, and his abdominal muscles ripple as he walks. He's really stunning. You should be in bed, he admonishes. That was a beautiful piece. Bach? Transcription by Bach, but it's originally an oboe concerto by Alessandro Marcello. It was exquisite, but very sad. Such a melancholy melody. His lips quirk up in a half smile. Bed, he orders. You'll be exhausted in the morning. I woke and you weren't there. Well, no fucking shit, you dumb bitch. He said he wasn't gonna sleep there. Jesus, I hate her already. I find it difficult to sleep, and I'm not used to sleeping with anyone, he murmurs. I can't fathom his mood. He seems a little despondent, but it's difficult to tell in the darkness. Perhaps it was the tone of his piece he was playing. He puts his arm around me and gently walks me back to the bedroom. How long have you been playing? You play beautifully. Since I was 6. Oh, Luke is a 6-year-old boy. My mind conjures an image of a beautiful, copper-haired little boy with gray eyes, and my heart melts. a moppet-haired kid who liked impossibly sad music. "How are you feeling?" he asks while we're back in the room. He switches on a side light. "I'm good." We both glance down at the bed at the same time. There's blood on the sheets, evidence of my lost virginity. I flush, embarrassed, pulling at the duvet tighter around me. "Well, that's going to give Miss Jones something to think about," Luke mutters as he stands in front of me. He puts his hand under my chin and tips my head back, staring down at me. His eyes are intense as he examines my face. I realize that I've not seen his naked chest before. Instinctively, I reach out to run my fingers through the smattering of dark hair on his chest to see how it feels. Immediately, he steps back out of my reach. "Get into bed," he says sharply. "I'll come and lie down with you." His voice softens. I drop my hand and frown. I don't think I've ever touched his torso. He opens a chest of drawers and pulls out a t-shirt and quickly slips it on. "Bed," he orders again. I climb into the bed, trying not to think about the blood. He climbs in beside me and pulls me into his embrace, wrapping his arms around me so tight that I'm facing away from him. He kisses my hair gently, and he inhales deeply. "Sleep sweet, Lynn," he murmurs, and I close my eyes, but I can't help feel a residual melancholy either from the music or his demeanor. Luke Theophilus has a sad side.